Reserve your next sporting event today with APM Video Sports. Call 623-936-5585 or go to our website at apmvideo.com. Our athlete recruitment films have paved the way to over $35 million in scholarship offers. Today's game is being brought to you by the Arizona Lacrosse League and our Encore Gamecast. Go to ArizonaLacrosseLeague.com for more. Auto Glass Perfection is locally owned and operated and a proud sponsor of the Arizona Lacrosse League. For over 15 years, Auto Glass Perfection's passion is glass. Their focus is on your satisfaction and safety. Call 602-953-7876 or you can go to their website for more at agperfection.com. It's a beautiful but warm afternoon for Arizona Lacrosse League action here on APN Sports. As two teams who went to the semifinals last year, the Sabino Sabercats coming off a 13-3 season under head coach Chuck Rulin, who's in his 8th year. And of course the defending champions, undefeated last year, off to a 1-0 start in state this year, riding a 19-game win streak, Dan Lannon's Desert Vista Thunder. I'm Jeff Lowry with APM Video Sports. So glad to have you with us here. One of the great matchups here in the early season. Had a chance to talk to both teams.
I think we're still pretty stacked with players. We did lose a few people, but I think we have the chemistry still, and I think we're going to do pretty good this year, and hopefully we make it to state again.
Well, and like you said, your goal is to win state this year, but talk about some of the on-field strengths that you have here in 2015.
I think our whole team is pretty solid this year. We don't really have much weak points. Our attack is a good combination of the three. Our defense is good, and our middies are great too.
You look at the schedule. Do you see any big challenges this year?
I don't think so. Brophy always, and we played Shap earlier, but I think we should be pretty good.
I definitely think that our midfield this year is one of our strengths, and I don't know, we're good both ways, defense and offense, and I think this should be a really good test for us this afternoon.
What do you think you're going to have to do exceptional here against Desert Vista to stay competitive or beat them?
Ground balls and possession, of course. Ground balls are the most important thing right now to us, and as long as we possess the ball, I think that we could stay in this game.
Okay. And what do you think are some of the strengths here this year in your team?
Obviously the defense, which I'm on, so that's definitely the best of the team right there.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Getting a look at Desert Vista head coach Dan Lannon. 73 wins against just 23 losses. Of course, his team defending champions. Chuck Rulin making his way onto the field right now, the head coach for Sabino. We'll be back with the opening face-off in just a moment. The excitement of Arizona high school lacrosse is addictive. The Arizona Lacrosse League invites you to watch, support, and play lacrosse. It's one of the fastest growing sports, and the action and excitement will keep you coming back. To join a team in your area or to find out about a game in your area, go to ArizonaLacrosseLeague.com. Well, we're back here at Will Nolan Field. The two goalies meeting at midfield, and Daniel Rodriguez representing the Sabino Sabercats, who come in here with a record of 1 win, no losses. And you've got on the other side Colin Smith, the senior goalie for Desert Vista. So we're ready for our opening face-off. It's the 2-0 Sabino Sabercats, who have scored 34 points through their first 2 games, and coming out of the fray is Eric Dunbar. And Sabino will finally corral it with Mac Canati, and this game is underway. Our game time temperature, a very warm 88 degrees here on this 3:50 p.m. start time. The defense being challenged on Desert Vista right off the bat as Sabino settles in, and they will probably come out in a more of a possession-style offense, much like what we saw with South Point and what we saw with Mountain Point on our last Encore Gamecast. And an unforced turnover is going to give it to Desert Vista. No score. First period action. It's Desert Vista in the cream-colored tops and the dark pants or dark shorts. And, of course, Sabino in the all-white. Jeff Lowry, APM Video Sports, our Encore Gamecast presented by the Arizona Lacrosse League. You can check out all the games this year and a schedule of the games at our Arizona Lacrosse League webpage at apnvideo.com. That's apnvideo.com, Lacrosse League page, Arizona Lacrosse League page. Well, Steven Votto with a nice look. And he got a player flashing the crease there, but the behind the back or behind the head shot did not go. Nonetheless, now you got an unsettled ball just to the left of the crease, and finally it is Desert Vista who comes up with it. Scoreless tie, first quarter action. You talk about Desert Vista and the magical season that this team had a year ago. They go 18-0 in state record. They win the state championship. Here's Votto dodging and takes a shot after getting a pass out of X. And he left it a little wide. And a nice job by Daniel Rodriguez in goal. But Desert Vista will reset as they settle in on their 6-on-6. But a great season for Desert Vista, winning their second state championship in school history. We're in a scoreless tie here in the first. Here's the dodge and going bottom shelf. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a long, long afternoon for Sabino if they leave Steven Votto one-on-one with a defender. This is a young man who had a tremendous junior season. He is one of the leading scorers last year, and there's a good chance that he is going to vie for a scoring title here in 2015 for the Desert Vista Thunder. Well, the face-offs are even at one apiece. Outstanding job by Nicholas Kapler, a junior midfielder. And once again, Desert Vista will settle in on their 6-on-6 as they make the appropriate changes and bring in the midfielders. They lead it 1-0 here in the first quarter. Arizona Lacrosse League action, our fourth Encore Gamecast of the season. And now, because of the good defense applied by Canati, Rodriguez corrals it for Sabino, and then Votto comes in and literally lays the Thunder down, and that'll be a turnover. Well, he went up against a long stick, and now Votto aggressively attacking the crease area, and Desert Vista puts it between the pipes. Votto on an assist play as he hooks up with Jensen, and it's 2-0, Desert Vista. So Votto with a goal and an assist here in the early stages. That last goal coming at the 9:04 mark. Desert Vista gaining possession off the face-off as they send it up ahead, and it looked like maybe Sabino had it, but it was broken up by number 4, and that's Cade Van Raphorst, who will go down at the end of the season as truly one of the finest defensive players in this league's history. And a big reason why I think the defense of Desert Vista is going to be a major factor why they're going to repeat this year, if they should, in a couple of months. There's Chuck Rulin. He was the gentleman backpedaling. He got here a little late. That's why we didn't highlight him on our pregame show. He's done a great job with this program. The Sabercats a year ago, they went to the state semifinals. They lost to Brophy. They finished the season 13-3. And in fact, at one point, as Desert Vista takes the shot, and a sensational save there by Daniel Rodriguez. And now they'll try to clear. Canati up ahead. Or I should say Canady. And another turnover, and that is the one thing you talk about Desert Vista's defense. They're tough. They're very physical. They've got good speed. They're technically sound. It is, without a doubt, the best defense in the state of Arizona. They continue to battle for it. A 2-0 lead here as Desert Vista has had goals from Jensen and Votto. And this is going to be Desert Vista's ball. On the restart, Daniel Stepp, another senior attackman. Offensively, you could probably say this is probably the most lethal offense in the state. They bring back, all-stars, Kukulis, Vargas, Votto, Kerner. And here's the dodge. And speaking of Kerner, he gets the pass off, a little tic-tac-toe passing, and it flies out of the box. But Desert Vista, Johnny on the spot, Max Jensen, who has one of the two goals here today for Desert Vista. He quickly gets it out in front of the crease. The one-timer is no good, Kyle Kerner. But a good feed from way outside by Jensen. Now Votto going to work. He has a goal and an assist, and he had that one, well, I don't know. It looked like they stripped it away, and actually that was Daniel Stepp who lost it, and eventually the ball ends up into the face of Votto, and he scores for the second time. And it's 3-0 Desert Vista with 6:49 left to go here in the first half. First quarter action, Desert Vista 3, Sabino nothing. Votto with his second goal of the day. Jensen with his first assist. He has a goal. And those two players have accounted for the 5 points that have been scored by the offense of Desert Vista. Not the 3 goals, but the 5 points. The 3 goals and the 2 assists. Well, let's see if Sabino can get on the board here. Chuck Rowland, head coach in his 8th year. They won the 2009 Division II championship. Sabino going up against a very tough defense, no question about it. Led by McLaughlin, number 16, and now Chris Loken, who was a starting defenseman in the last 2 state championship games for Desert Vista. Had a huge game against Brophy 2 years ago when they came out on the losing end 6-5 over at Chaparral High School. And that was Brophy. That was the second of consecutive championships for the Brophy Broncos. They've won 5 in total. Chaparral, the all-time leader in state championships, with 7, and then it's Desert Vista with 2. Here's a right-handed shot, and that one's going to bounce wide to the left. Nice effort by Eric Dunbar as he tries to create outside. So a 3-0 lead, Desert Vista here in the first. Here's the dodge, Jack Moran. Not a good look that time. But again, the shot was off mark for the Sabino Sabercats, formerly known as the Tanca Verde, Tucson Tanca Verde Sabercats. And that's when they won that championship in 2009. And Desert Vista with an unforced error. And on the restart, Sabino's possession. They trail 3-0 here. As we approach the 4.5-minute mark here in period number 1. And Desert Vista gets a big ground ball here. They lead 3-0. Votto has scored twice with an assist. Jensen a score and an assist to account for all the scoring for the Thunder. Votto working right of the crease. He had it stripped away. Canady with a tremendous play, picked up the ground ball. And the long stick defender is going to clear it out for Sabino. Trying to get the Sabercats on the board. He gets it into the box, which will reset the clock. And I think the Sabercats want to get a timeout here. There was some indecisiveness on that offense. You see Kevin Krieger, the gentleman in the black shirt on the left. Of course, did a great job over at South Point. I think regarded as one of the more highly respected coaches in this league. Stepped down as the head coach at South Point, and here he is, an assistant with Coach Rowland at Sabino. And you get the feeling that this Sabino team is, I think they're kind of combining forces down there in Tucson. They want to be where Desert Vista, Brophy, and Chaparral are right now. They want to be one of the true powers in this state. And here's an outstanding play. This is Ryan Kukulis heading straight down the middle and passes it off to the left side, and that is where Votto strikes again. Stephen Votto is hat-trick day here at Will Nolan Field on a tremendous play by Kukulis. We saw Kukulis last year, so impressive on one of the regular season Encore Gamecast, Game of the Weeks that we had on APN. And I'm telling you, he had one of the biggest plays of the year last year against that team from they played an out-of-state team over at ASU. Here's a good ball rotation, and flashing the crease area was Jackson Wustner. And I don't know how Desert Vista made the stop there. That crease protection, outstanding. I'll tell you, the thing about Desert Vista, when you talk about the defense, and I really think if there's anybody that's going to challenge Desert Vista this year, and I think the consensus, everybody I've talked to, and I know Dan Lannon doesn't want to hear this. He doesn't want me to say this because it's almost jinxing the Desert Vista Thunder, but everybody I've talked to says there is no one in the state, I mean, as of right now, with the rosters as is, that is going to give this Desert Vista team a real challenge for the state title this year. And when you talk about their defense, they have the ability, and a lot of teams don't have the ability to not only be effectively sliding, but also the one-on-one. I mean, this team, they can take you one-on-one. They slide as well as anyone. They did a nice job there. They challenged the shot, and Wustner left it a little wide to the right. And Sabino is still scoreless here in the first. 4-0 Desert Vista. That last goal coming at the 3:28 mark on that long clear by Kukulis and hooking up with Votto for his 4th point of the day. So they failed to get that one into the box, and the Thunder will clear it out. This is Gross-Nickel, Brandon Gross-Nickel, one of the seniors getting a chance to bring some speed to the field. And apparently part of the stick, Jackson Jasinowski, with a good defensive play, broke it up for the time being, but now Desert Vista will work out of X. And they lead it by a score of 4-0, coming to you from Will Nolan Field. Beautiful background of the Ahwatukee Mountains. That's actually South Mountain in the background, in the foothills of Ahwatukee. On an 88-degree day, the hottest day of the year so far, and it's kind of miserable out here today. Good attempt to try to save that one. Fine defense applied there by Cesar Wren, number 16 for Sabino. And we're coming down to the final moments of quarter number 1 here. It's Desert Vista 4, Sabino nothing. This will be Sabino Sabercat possession. Long pass up ahead. Eric Dunbar quickly into the box. Work it over to Wustner. Wustner to Jack Moran. Moran's going to have to put some points on the board. Coming into the game, their leader in points. He has 7 goals. He has 7 assists. And Sabino comes in with a record of 2-0, scoring 34 points in their first 2 games. Trying to swim through this tough defense, but outstanding midfield defense, or from midfielder Ryan Kukulis. Shot taken. And not a lot behind Eric Dunbar's big left. Quickly up ahead, and Desert Vista will go to the second quarter, leading Sabino 4-0, and we'll be back on APN in just a moment. Auto Glass Perfection is locally owned and operated and a proud sponsor of the Arizona Lacrosse League. For over 15 years, Auto Glass Perfection's passion is glass. Their focus is on your satisfaction and safety. Call 602-953-7876, or you can go to their website for more at agperfection.com. Getting a beautiful look at the mountains in the background, the Ahwatukee foothills, the lone cactus out there. Looking down on Will Nolan Field as we welcome you back to Arizona Lacrosse League action on APN Sports. I'm Jeff Lowry. Glad you could spend a little time with us here.
She must have been asking about me.
The possession will belong to the Sabercats, who failed to score in the first. Recapping the scoring, it was the Steven Votto first quarter. He scored 3 times and had an assist. Jensen had an assist, a score, and Kukulis had an assist on a very impressive breakaway ride in which he picked up the loose ball way back in the defensive half, raced literally the length of the field, and then made it look easy. He dished it off to Votto. He wasn't marked up. He had a wide open look at the goal. Daniel Rodriguez, the goalie of this Sabino Sabercats team, did a pretty nice job in that first quarter. But this offense, and we talked about some of those big names, Votto, Kukulis, and Vargas. Too much to handle for most teams, and Sabino, a little baptism by fire as they, in their defense, talking to Chuck Rowland, a couple of days ago, and he told me, we were a senior-laden team last year, much like what Desert Vista is this year. And when you lose the amount of senior leadership that this Sabino team did, there is going to be some growing pains, no question about it. Here's the dodge, swimming through the defense, and there's Rodriguez rising to the occasion with the save. Well, a tremendous play there. I believe that was Ryan on the dodge. And it's still 4-0. Let's see if Sabino can get back in. They take a long shot, and that one's saved by Colin Smith. And quickly up ahead. That's a great outlet pass. Here's Desert Vista and a big right hand, and it's no good. Daniel Rodriguez continues to rise to the occasion here. And the end result, Sabino gets the possession. And the interception at midfield, Rafael Vargas. Vargas, truly one of the top players in the state. Gets it into the offensive box there for Desert Vista, and now they'll settle into their 6-on-6. 4-0 lead for Desert Vista. A victory here this afternoon from Will Nolan Field near the campus of Desert Vista High School would mark their 20th win in a row. Now, that's all in-state. Anytime I give records, that's in-state. Here's a big right hand, and that one went top shelf, and it found the promised land, and Kyle Kerner is on the board. 9:20 mark here in the second. That's an unassisted goal for Kyle, and it's 5-0 Desert Vista, the defending Division I champions. Of course, they did not have 2 divisions last year. This year, the Arizona Lacrosse League decided to go back to the 2-division setup, which I personally, I love it. I love the fact that and I think what it does is, and I think Sabino and South Point can attest, a couple of programs that have either won at the Division II level or got into the semifinals or the finals on a consistent basis. And I think it gives the program a chance to develop. I'm not saying Sabino and South Point are going to drop back down. We're going to get our first flag on the play. It's going to be a cross check. I think this is going against Sabino. Nope, it's Desert Vista. I was right the first time. This is against Votto. So a man-up situation here for South Point, who has fallen down 5-0. That was the same script in the Chaparral game in which Desert Vista won 14-8 last Tuesday. And out in front, a good one-time look. Couldn't get it to go. That was a great pass. Billy Schaefer missed it. So a 6-on-5 here for Sabino's offense. One minute slashing penalty leads to a score. Well, the goal belongs at the 7:45 mark.
was going to wear my matching shoes, but I couldn't find them.
Jack Moran on an assist from Stephen Powers, a couple of players that was on that outstanding team last year. At one point had won 11 games in a row. And now it's 5-1, and Sabino trying to cut this down to a 3-point deficit. But too many unforced errors by Sabino here early on. And I think that's really put a wrinkle into their offense, but they get it right back. And here's Moran going to work, and the good pass, but the triple man coverage on the man with the ball handler. Dunbar has freed himself up 21 for a couple of shots. Now Bradley Kingsley, and he loses it. That a tough Desert Vista defense, led by Chris Loken, 23. And somehow Sabino comes out of the fray with the ball. Parkinson, Chance Parkinson. We saw him get a lot of playing time last year for Chuck Rulin's Sabino Sabercats. And Sabino calling a timeout, was not granted the timeout. Loken picks up the loose ball. And Desert Vista will clear. Up ahead, leading 5-1. Will they take the shot? No, they will work it around. The head fake, the shot, the save by Daniel Rodriguez. And then he goes for the outlet pass, and then it came out of his face, and he makes a great save on a point-blank range shot by Vargas. I'll tell you, Danny Rodriguez, tremendous. We're going to get a timeout, and this will be a Sabino timeout. They trail 5-1 halfway through quarter number 2. You're watching the Arizona Lacrosse League on APN. Sabino getting their first goal at the 7:45 mark in this second period. An assist from Powers to Moran. And they trail it 5-1 here. We're inside of 6 minutes left to play here in the first half. And now dodging out of X. And almost a no-look pass, and that's probably why it was high and behind Rafael Vargas, the intended receiver. Sabino. They need a good clear right now. They need to get on the board. They got to cut this thing to 5-2. Because I can tell you right now, Desert Vista is not going to be held to single figure here today in terms of scoring. So a big possession here for Sabino. They need to make the statement. Here's Powers going to work. Swimming through, going through that split dodge. He takes the shot with the right hand, and he rattles the cage with a big right hand, and he has his second point, his first goal. How important is that at the 4:54 mark here in quarter number 2, and Desert Vista's lead has been trimmed to 3. They battle for the face-off. And the ball was dislodged. Great job by Desert Vista, though, still battling for this possession. And Grosnicki still trying to corral it. It's going to be Sabino possession. Well, the face-offs have been pretty close so far in this contest. 5-3, 5-2 is the lead here for Desert Vista on our Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week on APM Video Sports and our website, apmvideo.com. Taking it all the way in, but missing on the save by Colin Smith. So Jack Moran did not have a lot of conviction on that shot, and a lot of that is just this Desert Vista defense is so physical. Great midfield play, but it's stripped from behind, and Desert Vista comes right back with it. They're going to attack the crease. Quickly get it over, right of the crease, and another save by Daniel Rodriguez. Well, he continues to make plays, and what he has done, it's just like a pitcher in baseball getting down early, but then throws a few shutout innings to allow the offense to come back, but he could not stop Rafael Vargas, who literally went unabated to the spot, found the space, got the time, and he scores it. And Vargas has his first goal of the game, and it's now 6-2 with 3:45 on the clock. We're in the second quarter. Desert Vista got out to a 5-0 lead, much like they did against Chaparral in their first game of the season. They went on to win that game 14-8. Right now they stand with a 4-goal lead, 6-2. And they got the ball right back coming off the face-off possession. That Max Jensen looking pretty good out there, number 27. Good defense by Sabino as they try to corral it. Marcus Fosdick has to have a big game here today, number 15. 6-2 Desert Vista in the second. And we're going to get a stoppage in play here. This is going to go against Kukulis for slashing. Or check that, it's going to be Max Jensen. I thought he threw up the 2-2. It was 2-7 apparently. So that'll be a 1-minute slash. And now Sabino with a chance to get close again, and they're going to get it. Powers strikes his second goal here in this first half, and that cuts it to a 6-3 deficit. So they have had a man-up goal on 2 occasions. 2 of their 3 goals are in the man-up situation, and they get the all-important face-off, but then an unforced turnover, and that's been the Achilles heel of this Sabino offense so far today. Now Desert Vista, they'll try to clear it out of their own half. They've had some long clears so far, and a big right hand, no good. A couple of outstanding rides has Desert Vista in this first half. And now they'll start from up top. Ben Macy takes the shot and scores for Desert Vista. Bullseye. And it's 7-3. So Ben Macy, the sophomore, who they are hoping will develop into an outstanding player over the next 2 seasons, and it is now a 4-point lead again. Desert Vista is led by as many as 5 at 5-0. Sabino has cut the lead to 3 on 2 occasions, and they're going to get the ball back here at 5-2 and 6-3. But right now it's 7-3 in favor of the Desert Vista Thunder. And now Desert Vista comes up with a big turnover. Thought maybe they were going to get a one-time shot there by Rafael Vargas. He elected not to take it. Instead, they settle in on their 6-on-6. Here's the dodge. Looking. Had a man out front. And it is Daniel Rodriguez taking care of business, the goalie for Sabino. The quick outlet nearly intercepted as Willie Offerman comes up with it. Now Offerman double-teamed as he gets it across the halfway line and will eventually get it into the box for Sabino, trying to cut into a Desert Vista 7-3 lead. First half action, second quarter. And fortunately for Sabino, Mendoza hustles over and saves possession. He'll work it out of X. He's going to be guarded there tight. 16 applying the pressure, and that's McLaughlin. He picks up the ground ball. He'll get it over to his teammate. And here come the Desert Vista Thunder leading 7-3. The defense is so tenacious. This Desert Vista defense able to mark you up defensively man-to-man. Outstanding slide on the slide. And the team defense. And you just talk about so many weapons that Dan Lannon's got. And coming off an undefeated state championship season a year ago. Now on the restart. They are coming out firing, and scoring is Ryan Kukulis. His first goal of the contest coming at the 127 mark here in quarter number 2. And Desert Vista now leads it 8-3. That's his first goal of the game. That comes with 127 left to go here in the first half. So Kukulis scores. That's an unassisted goal, and it's 8-3. A 5-point lead marks the largest lead of the contest. They led 5-0 at one point as Eric Dunbar takes a big shot with his dominant left hand and left that one a little wide. Good job by Sabino backing up. They were the closest to the end line when the ball went out of play. Jack Moran. And all he's doing is getting pushed even further away. Now starts to move out in front. And a wild shot at the buzzer is no good. Our score at the half, Desert Vista 8, Sabino 3. The second half coming up next here on APN Sports. Auto Glass Perfection is locally owned and operated and a proud sponsor of the Arizona Lacrosse League. For over 15 years, Auto Glass Perfection's passion is glass. Their focus is on your satisfaction and safety. Call 602-953-7876, or you can go to their website for more at agperfection.com. Getting set for the opening face-off, quarter number 3, as the Desert Vista Thunder, the defending champions, leading it 8-3. And gaining the possession coming out of the first face-off of the second half is Sabino, who has a slight advantage, 7-5. Flag is down. We've had a fairly clean game so far, but Desert Vista is going to get on a hold penalty, and so a man-up situation in which Sabino scored 2 of their 3 goals in the first half in man-up situations. What a first quarter for Steven Votto. He had 3 points and an assist as Desert Vista bolted out to a 5-0 lead in that first half. Other scores for Desert Vista, Kyle Kerner, as Sabino looks to take the shot, and they're going to score on the left hand by Isaac Mendoza. Mendoza finds the back of the cage with a blistering shot. Credit the assist to Parkinson. And it is now 8-4, so they're still in it. They're going to take their second shot. Could not get that one to go. And that is the 10th save of the contest for the senior goalie, Colin Smith. They will attempt to clear it. I'll tell you this, Ryan Kukulis, is there anyone better at clearing the ball than he is? He gets it into the offensive half. They'll be looking for Votto. Watch Votto. He's right in the center of your screen. Flash the middle. And there he is. And the wraparound shot, and it's outside the net. Flag is down. It's going to be a 1-minute infraction. A little slash action, a little slashing. Marcus Fosdick. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, this defense, they know they've got to play physical. And one of the setbacks when you try to play physical is they take the shot, is that you run the risk of, those personal fouls. Nice look. That one's wide. 5 saves was credited, though it seemed like a lot more for Daniel Rodriguez in that first half as Chuck Rulin, the head coach, looks on. Barking out instructions for that defense. They work it around the tic-tac-toe passing, and it worked to perfection. Look at the spacing that Desert Vista got, and all of a sudden, Vargas has put the point on the board, and it's 9-4 in favor of the home team, the Desert Vista Thunder. Vargas scores for the second time. That comes at the 10:28 mark here in quarter number 3, and they're coming out attacking again, and they score again. Votto getting a pass from Jaden Chandran, the junior midfielder, and with lightning-like swiftness, it's 10-4. Votto has his 4th goal of the contest. So the face-off, and it's won by Desert Vista. They scored off their last face-off win. And both teams have 7 face-off, or at least possessions off face-off. Votto trying to attack from the wing. Works it over to X. 10-4 in favor of the defending champions. After sitting out close to a minute, Marcus Fosdick is back in there, number 15. That could have easily been a slash. Here's a big right hand. A very impressive Daniel Rodriguez in goal for Sabino. And he comes up with a big-time save, his 7th of the day. And now the clear. We've seen a couple of nice clears here by Mac Kennedy. So Kennedy throws it away, trying to hook up with Wustner, and Desert Vista will get it back on the restart. DV leads it by a score of 10-4. Coming to you from Will Nolan Field. We're coming to you near the campus of Desert Vista High School. Here's a nice head fake and moving right, Jaden Chandran, and he has his first goal of the contest. He has 2 points and now 3 unanswered goals for the Desert Vista Thunder, and their largest lead of the contest of 7. It's 11-4. This time, Sabino wins the face-off battle. We've seen some good play out of Eric Dunbar in terms of face-offs. Sabino is able to save it. Good effort by Jackson Wustner. And nearly threw that one away. Good one-arm play. That tough defense. You got number 4 back in there, and they've been using Cade Van Raphorst sparingly after getting out to a 5-goal lead going into halftime. Now the lead is 7 at 11-4, and well, Desert Vista trying to add on to that 7-goal lead. Kyle Kerner get it inside. Well, irregardless of what happens here today, I've been impressed with Daniel Rodriguez and his play and goal. Going up against the premier team in Arizona high school lacrosse. Here's the swim, here's the pass, here's Votto striking again for the 5th time. 8:14 on the clock, 3rd quarter action, and that makes it a 12-4 lead. 12-4 score, an 8-goal lead. And again, they continue to just pour it on. They have scored 4 goals in concession here in this 3rd period to jump out to their largest lead of 8.
There was 4 teams, and then one of the teams.
12-4 is our score. We're back here at Will Nolan Field. Jeff Lowry, APM Video Sports, on just a beautiful sunsplash afternoon for Arizona high school lacrosse. Sabercats coming in here in the all-white uniforms with a 1-0 lead. I'm sorry, with a 1-0 record. Desert Vista, let me say that again. Someone said something to me up here. I was distracted for a moment. Sabino comes in with a record of 2-0. They've outscored their opponents 34-14 coming in. But here they are down 12-4. They're in the all-white uniforms. Desert Vista, defending champions, looking for their 20th consecutive in-state victory in a row. Come in with a record of 1-0. They beat Chaparral 14-8 in their first and only game of the year. That was back on March 3rd. 10 saves so far in the game for Colin Smith. And the quick outlet broken up by Parkinson, Chance Parkinson, as Gannon Kupfer, who was gracious enough to talk about his team and talk to us in our pregame show. He did a nice job. In fact, all the players that we talked to in pregame did a nice job on our APN Encore Gamecast pregame, and this should be the possession belonging to Sabino, and it will be Stephen Powers to restart it. And he's going to be met by 2 Vipers, and clears it up ahead, but it gets away from his intended mark, and now the ground ball is Desert Vista, and here they come again, and they have the numbers, but elect to settle back into their 6-on-6, or do they? Nope, they find Cade Van Raphorst out front. Votto with the assist, his 2nd of the game to go along with 5 goals, and for Cade Van Raphorst, his 1st goal of the contest, Votto's 2nd assist, and it's 13-4. They get another face-off win. And the wraparound shot is good by Max Jensen. The backbreaker worked to perfection for Desert Vista, and it's now 14-4. So that one coming at the 6:40 mark. That was an impressive goal. Desert Vista once again. Here's Votto. Underhand feed. Rodriguez, one save. The rebound by Votto. He has done it again. He has 6 goals in this game, if you can believe it. His 6th goal of the game, and it's 15-4. They have scored 7 unanswered goals here in the third. What an impressive showing. That wraparound shot, or some call it the backbreaker. I don't know how many. I've never heard anyone call it the backbreaker out here, but that wraparound shot or the behind the neck shot was credited to Jensen. That was 2 goals ago, and for Jensen, his 2nd goal of the game. He also has an assist. And this one will not count. And what a performance by Desert Vista. They have scored. It was 8-4, 25 seconds in when South Point got the first goal of the second half to cut it to an 8-4 deficit. But since then, Vargas, Votto, Chandran, Votto again, Van Raphorst, Jensen, and Votto for the 6th time today have all scored in succession and now lead at 15-4. So the Desert Vista Thunder looks like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start and their 20th consecutive win, though we still have an entire 4th quarter to play. And this is probably a moving screen here, so they'll give it back to Sabino. And let's see if Sabino can get some points here on the board. Still a lot of lacrosse action left here as you get a look at Jack Moran. He'll work it up front. That possession style offense that we've seen so far today. This is Offerman with it. Offerman going to be picked up there by Derek Hicks, a senior defenseman. Long stick pull. This Sabino team down 5-0 early. They have this one knocked out. Billy Schaefer couldn't corral it. And finally, Chance Parkinson taking care of business. And back over to Willie Offerman. Now the Sabino, did I say South Point? Sabino going for it here. Good hustle by Desert Vista, and I think they're going to be granted the possession, and they do. Third quarter, third period action here. Here comes the Thunder, playing on their home turf, Will Nolan. Sometimes they do play over at the high school football stadium. Home of the Desert Vista Thunder, and Dan Hines' team won it 2 seasons ago, or 3 years ago now, I guess, over Hamilton. Nice move, and a good challenge up front. And you saw the 3 defenders, Kennedy, Fosdick, and Wren, all collaborating on the ball carrier. But look who scores again. It's Stephen Votto, his 7th, coming at the 8:13, or check that, the 25-second mark here in the quarter. 16-4. Face-off win, and this one belongs to the Thunder. They have won 10 of the 21 face-offs, so it's been very close today. But even that statistic, even keeping that part of the game, which is very important, face-off wins, very important in the game of lacrosse. Still a one-sided game as Desert Vista dominating to the tune of 16-4. Votto has 7 goals and 2 assists in one of his premier games of his high school career. Good defense by Sabino. Now the buildup. Here they come. They had the numbers, but you saw that tough defense get back quickly, and it's out of play. the Thunder just continue to get all the breaks. Votto looking for his 8th. And it's intercepted. No, actually, somehow it went flying off over there on the other side. And bringing it up is the goalie. Well, he had it the whole time. I think we got fooled a little bit. And now Sabino trying to get a point here before the end of the third. They take the shot. And Colin Smith has just been there the entire day in goal for Dan Lannon's Thunder. Cade Van Raphorst. One of the top defensive players in league history. Loken certainly has made a name for himself on the defensive side for the Desert Vista Thunder. 3-year starter. Sabino just cannot get that good, clean shot off. That was a fine play by Franklin Kennedy, another senior on Dan Lannon's roster here in 2015. And now Desert Vista wants to build it up. Here they come. Get it across the halfway line. Looking for an outlet. Left-handed shot is good. Cade Van Raphorst finds Vargas. Vargas, his 3rd goal of the day. Van Raphorst, his 2nd. Outstanding play in terms of, his 1st assist of the day. And now it is 17-4 as they continue to battle here from Will Nolan Field. Well, Sabino had high hopes coming in. They got the numbers here. And the Sabercats have the possession. Looking to dodge. Big left hand. And he left it wide. Stephen Powers. You almost get the sense that Desert Vista's defense is better here in the second half. Remember, we're playing in 88-degree temperatures. Complete sunlight, though. It feels a lot better now than it did when we first got here around 2 o'clock. The start of the game was probably the hottest part of the day, and we had registered an 88 game time, start time temperature. And this Desert Vista defense seems to be getting better as the game goes along. Bud Neff applying some pressure to Mendoza, who has one of the goals here, one of the 4 scores for the Sabino Sabercats. Good clear. Here's the ride. Here's Ryan going to work, and he came up with the sidearm left. That's the thing about Ryan. He can go left, he can go right, he comes straight at you. And one of the top, probably one of the better athletes, I would say, in lacrosse here in the state of Arizona, number 22. There's Vargas. Ben Macy, the sophomore, gets a touch. Work it over to Levi Higgins. Higgins gets the support pass back, and now the Thunder can just kind of settle in and kill some clock here. Kukulis takes the shot. Nice job by Daniel Rodriguez. And gets it up quickly ahead. Gibson. Second, third pass, and that leads to a score. 9-10. Jack Moran to Jackson Wessner, and it's 17-5. Now Jack Moran, who came in here the leading scorer with 7 points, or 14 points in the first 2 games, gets an assist. For Jack, his first assist of the game. Moran also has 1 goal. South Point has had goals from Moran, Power. Power again, both man-up situations, Mendoza, and then Moran. Desert Vista, next game, if you're wondering, it will not be an Arizona Lacrosse League game. But their next game will be Sunday afternoon tomorrow. And they'll be taking on New Jersey-based Lawrenceville, one of the top lacrosse schools in the country. They're traditionally a top 20 team, perennial top 20 team, or they were for a long time. I didn't follow up on that before today's game. Here's a big left and off the pipe. That's going to go flying out of play, and Desert Vista will retain possession. They lead at 17-5. We're in the fourth. Had a good crowd on hand. The people from Tucson, very friendly. Had a chance to talk to some of our friends from the old Pueblo. And a loose ball picked up. A nice looking clear. Let's see if the Sabercats can convert. Took his eye off of it was Mendoza. Hicks battling for it for Desert Vista. Crowd wanted a unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness call, but didn't get it. I think the officials are just going to let these guys play and let that clock wind down as much as possible. Gross Nickel on the defense and did a nice job on Jack Moran, one of the top scorers in the Tucson area, and looks like Sabino's going to get it right back. It has been all Desert Vista, though. The score at halftime only 8-3. Big right hand. As he changed directions on the shot, Steven moved left and then spun right. Came up with a big right-handed shot. Stephen Powers left it a little wide. And now going to work, Jack Moran, number 9 for the all-white Sabino Sabercats. They're going to drop to 2-1 with the loss here today, unless they've got a 12-point play in their back pocket. Fourth quarter action. Our next Arizona Lacrosse League game as we get a shot and a score and a foul against Desert Vista, and that was Jack Moran. How about that? A very impressive goal there by number 9. So he has scored with 4:54 left to play here in regulation. That's an unassisted goal. And the infraction going against the Thunder, and that will put Sabino in a man-up situation. So it's 17-6 in favor of the Desert Vista Thunder. Sabino in a man-up situation. Nice swim move, and scoring is Will Wisner. Check that, Chance Parkinson. Chance Parkinson with the impressive goal, and that cuts it to a 17-7 deficit. Face-offs have been very close here. Been pretty even so far between these two teams as they battle for this face-off possession after face-off. Boy, what an impressive goal there by Chance Parkinson. As they lead it up ahead, the ball de-sticked is the Sabino player. Here comes Desert Vista, Cade Van Raphorst, and he gets it over to Vargas, who is looking for his 4th goal of the contest, and it's going to be Sabino possession. Broken up as they try to get it back in play. And a big-time ground ball by Damon Gibson. Gibson could not outrace the defender to the side. He wanted to bring it up along the alley, but that strong defense, they just continue to keep playing and keep making plays. This Desert Vista defense, Desert Vista in the beige tops and the black shorts, or probably the dark navy blue shorts. Desert Vista led 5-0. They led 4-0 after one. It was 8-3 at the half. And now Ryan behind the back shot, and he gets it to go. The cooker is hot, and it's 18-7 in favor of Desert Vista. Boy, an impressive goal by the senior midfielder, Ryan Kukulis. Ryan scoring at the 3:09 mark here in the fourth. So Desert Vista is going to move to 2 wins, no losses in the early stages of the season. Sabino will drop to 2-1. As we said, Desert Vista has Lawrenceville on the slate tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Well, good physical play there, but unfortunately, Jackson is going to be called for a unnecessary roughness. Or an illegal body check, one of the two. I think it's an illegal body check with 2:27 left to play here. And that's a non-releasable foul. Dan Lannon. What a magical season this Desert Vista team had a year ago. They just bulldozed their way through the A.L.L. schedule, including the state championship game against Brophy, against a very good Brophy team. Shot taken, no good.
Yeah.
And I think when you talk about all the returning players that this Desert Vista team has, is Rodriguez will be credited with a save on the shot taken by Vargas. You would have to say that they are the odds-on favorite to do it again this year. And they have scored again. They just continue to pile it on. Vargas gets the assist. Max Jensen another score, and it's 19-7. So Desert Vista on their way to a 2-0 start here in 2015. 20 consecutive victories for the Desert Vista program. The scoreboard says 18-7.
Don't chase it.
No, it is 19. It's 19-7. So, a very impressive showing here. This Desert Vista team vying for another championship.
1 minute.
They would be only the third team in league history if they would win it. They would be only the third team in Arizona Lacrosse League history to repeat as champions. It happened a couple of times for Chaparral. And, of course, Brophy's done it a couple of times, 2007, 2008, 2012, and 13. We're in the fourth quarter, 19-7, Desert Vista, as we wind down the final moments of this game. So we are winding down our fourth game of the Arizona Lacrosse League. Remember to go to our website at apmvideo.com for a complete listing of the up-and-coming Arizona Lacrosse League games of the week. A big day for Vargas. He's got it. He has 3 goals here today. Trying to get Nicholas Kapler into the scoring, but that's going to do it. The contest is over, and Desert Vista, a very impressive victory, 19-7 over one of the top programs in the state, the Sabino Sabercats. This has been a presentation of APM Video Sports, Arizona's leader in sports video coverage, and the Arizona Lacrosse League. And so for our entire crew from Will Nolan Field, at the base of the foothills in Ahwatukee, Jeff Lowry saying, so long, everybody.